Let's grab 2 steel bars. These are 6mm. Here we are, just trimming the golf clubs down just so they're level. So I have 2 the same size. So here we use a rubber mallet, and this just gives us the right sort of bend I'm looking for. You can use whatever you have available. We just found this worked best for us. Hard to film it one-handed, but I gave it my best go. And here was the outcome. So this was with a 6mm. I did also have 2 lengths of 4mm bars, and they seem to have worked out great. So here we have it, guys. So I've tried to do them in some sort of order. So all the curves are not perfect and they're not all the same. So these was made by me and my dad. So on a few of them I'm going to go back, and some of them might need tweaking a little bit more closed. I'd say that's the style I'm after, a little bit more closer together than like this one, but it won't take me long just to squeeze that closed. Same with these ones. Again, it's a little bit more rounded than what I'm after, so I can tweak these. So what I'm going to do now, so these are all golf clubs. I've lost the footage, so I bought loads of golf clubs, chopped all the heads off, bought some steel bar, got it in a vise, which I'll try and put the videos in, cut the steel bars to a certain length, and then fit them into the golf club. So at the moment, they're not fixed in, as you can see. So these are the 4mm bits of metal. We only made one out of 6mm, which is perfect. It doesn't swing. It's perfectly fitted. Bit too perfect. We had to drill like hollow out into the shaft a little bit. But as long as you've got a drill, you can do that no problem. Again, these ones just fell in. The 4mm steel bars just fell straight in. They're just really nice and loose. So what I'm going to do is put some heat shrink around this fitting. And then we're going to sand the edges to make sure there's no sharp points from where we've cut them. I'm also going to use, to fix these in place, this Gorilla Glue. So this is the one that expands. So I'm going to give that a whirl, put some of that down the shaft. With that one, it activated water, so I'll spritz down there, squeeze the glue in, and then put it in and leave it overnight to see how they settle. Once they're hardened and settled, then I'll go back and maybe squeeze some of these to the shape I desire. Done some different lengths. You can't really pick them up on camera. So if I pull that one down and that one. So that's all like the ends all level. And you can sort of see slight differences on these. So I tried to do them in pairs. And then just a single one. That was like the trial one. I have got some more shafts that we didn't use that I just didn't like. I might end up looking at maybe spraying these and then maybe changing the grips down the line if I don't like how these grips work. So these clubs, I just got them offline, really cheap off Facebook Marketplace. So that's the way I've done it. And then the metal bar I've got from just like your normal hardware store, and they wasn't too expensive at all. So let's use the glue and see how they set. So here we go. So as the instructions state, lightly damp one surface. So I'm going to take the hook out of the tube. Going to get this. Just going to spray a little bit of water on the kitchen roll. Just going to clean off any rubbish. And then what I'm going to do is just lightly spritz that. I just realised I did that off camera, but I just sprayed some water on the actual metal. And then what I'm going to do is just apply the glue. Oh, blimey, that come out quite thick, so it does say not to use a whole lot. Wipe that up quick. So you can see it's all on the hook. I'll add a little bit more to the bottom. So this is the expanding glue. Oh, that is a lot. That's a bit too much, but we'll see. So this is my first time making hooks. So again, this might not go as planned. Make sure I do that to get out any of the spills. go. Another bit of kitchen roll there, ready. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to leave that to dry in there. I'm going to have the logo on these hooks facing upwards, just for my OCD, just because I think it'll look nicer with the patterns up. So if there's any photos, you're not going to see the graphics on the side of the hook. Again, I might end up spray painting these, see how we go, but we'll see how these set. So I'm going to pop this down somewhere and let it dry. So that was the first one done. I'm going to slightly change it. What we'll do is take all these hook heads out. Again, these are not made to any particular snake as such. So that one is the one that is screwed and drilled in, so that is not coming out. So I don't need to use anything on that one. So once I put some heat shrink on there, I'm telling you, this thing is solid. So I won't need to use the expanding glue on that one. So there's some tips for you depending on the hooks. These are the graphite handled or graphite golf clubs. The 6mm fits really snug. Like I say, you have to drill that to it so it fits, and that is not moving. That is really not moving. It took us a while to push it down, and the bar comes quite far up. So I'll put some heat shrink on this, but I'm not going to bother with any glue because it is, again, seriously not moving. So what I'm going to do with these ones, rather than doing one by one, I'm just going to spray some water down each one of the shafts and then squirt some glue down there and then put the heads in and put them somewhere to hang over the edge and dry. Hope you guys can see, it's quite difficult doing it on your own, but there you go, right. So again, with the glue, all I'm going to do this time is just squirt it down the actual shaft, and that way it's not going to leak everywhere. I know this is probably off the shot. It comes out really fast. So I'm going to just rest that on a bit of kitchen roll, poke the hook in, and like I said, I'm going to put these somewhere, leave them overnight to dry. Hopefully that'll be enough cure time. I don't really know, I haven't read the instructions on the cure time. That's just me getting a bit eager and running down. But I read loads of good reviews on this glue, not necessarily for the review for snake hooks, but apparently it's meant to be really strong, so we'll see. Like you say, I'm not using these on any venomous snakes. This is purely just for like Amazon tree boas, rare fan colubrids. So I own a false water cobra and a Boega cyanea, and they can be a little bit how you would say, I wouldn't say aggressive, not aggressive, it's just a little bit on the feisty side. They don't like being interrupted in their day-to-day routines, although sometimes you have to clean them out, which is a part of keeping them and doing the maintenance and such. So you got to pull them out, and obviously health checks and stuff. So snake hooks are a fantastic tool. I'd recommend them for anyone. Obviously they come in different sizes, different styles, different handles depending on what you're handling. So obviously just do your research. If you're trying to make hooks for a certain specific species, just do your research on that. You might need shorter ones, you might need longer ones, you might need heavier set handles. Again, so these are the graphite handled golf clubs, but you get different ones. So just buy the right ones for the animals that you're going to handle. Again, this is not a tutorial by any means, it's just the way I'm currently doing it, and again, it's the first time I'm doing anything like this. It was great actually, because I was able to spend some time with my dad making these, which was fun. He's never made anything like this before either, so yeah, it was interesting for both of us. So there is the hooks. So what I'm going to do is move them off there, wipe up the side, and leave them to dry. And I will tune in with you guys and let you know how this goes. Whoa! Chuck the camera on the floor. I'll let you know how this works, how well it does, and if it holds in place. Obviously, you don't want to be using a glue if it's not going to hold it, or a sealant. Someone else said to use aquarium sealant. So we'll see if this stuff goes. Again, it might not be the right stuff for the job, but until you try it, you don't really know. So we'll keep you updated on that one. So guys, after using that Gorilla glue in there, it's absolutely solid. I mean, you could probably force it and break it if you wanted, but it ain't going nowhere in a hurry. I mean, there you go, that's me just spinning the whole thing in my hand while gripping it. First time using that glue and it's done the job. So just a little something I noticed with it being expanding, it does shoot out the end of the hook, so it just doesn't look as nice. So what I'm going to do is just sand that back. It's like expanding foam, but it's like extremely hard. Like you can hear that, it's like plastic almost. So obviously you'll probably need a file to file that. So what I'm going to do, just to tidy up these ends, I'm going to file the excess glue off, and then I'm going to put some heat shrink over just that part where it connects, just to make it look a little bit tidier. And then I'm going to file some of the ends. I mean, they're already smooth, but just to make them smoother. And then what I might even do is put a little bit of like an angle on there, you know, just so it's a little bit thinner to get underneath the snake rather than a complete circle. But we'll see how we go with the heat shrinking first. So I'm not sure what size this is, guys, in thickness. But I bought a multi-pack of heat shrink, and this was one of the bigger sizes in the kit, and this seems to be the one I'll use. Apologies for the dog. So I'm just gonna eyeball it and cut it in half. Oh, if I can. There we go. How far was I off? Let's have a look. Hey, do you know what? Considering I wear glasses and I'm pretty much blind, that's not terrible. So again, it's not really going to matter too much. I'm going to slide these over the hook and heat them up and see how it looks. So there we go. What I ended up doing was the half I cut, I cut it again. So I'll get 4 pieces out of that one strip. So let's see how we get on. Guys. Just want to keep moving it, keep spinning it around. Again, I'm no professional. This is just what I'm doing for my first time. If it comes out alright, then you guys have got a video to compare to come watch, to see how I got on. There we go, just got the last bit there. I'm not sure if it'll shrink anymore. I don't want to push my luck. Oh, you can just bend it while it's warm. So there we go. I might get a Stanley blade and just chop a little bit if it's going up the hook a little bit too much, more than I want. That's not terrible. I think we get the idea there. So now I'm just going to repeat the rest of the process for the rest of those hooks. See if I can get that to focus. There we go. Sort of see that part there sticking up. That is what we're going to grind down, because you do not want to be stabbing your animals with that. It'll be absolutely unpleasant, do damage, and obviously that's not the aim. So I'm going to get I've got a Dremel, so we're just going to Dremel that down nice and flat and smooth. And on this one I might even try to put the edge on. Let's have a look. So guys, there we have it. All snake hooks made from golf clubs. Absolutely fantastic way of doing it. I didn't end up putting any edges on today. It's quite late and I'm absolutely shattered, so I just thought I'd finish this video and get it out for you guys. But obviously if you wanted to put your own edge on, you can do that just with a grinder or sander, whatever you've got available. Make sure you do wear protective eyewear if you're using a grinder or a Dremel like I was, because it does spark with it being steel. But there we go. So quite a few of these made, more than I'll probably ever need, and there's quite a few different lengths on there. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed. Hope you guys are able to make some of your own snake hooks from this video. It was quite difficult for me to find a step-by-step almost. Again, this is not a tutorial, but it's just the way I've done it. And these have turned out great. I've already used one of them today with my saltwater Cobra, give it a test out. It was one that was already sanded, and it was fantastic. So lightweight, super nice, easy to use. The only other thing I will be adding, because again, this is more than I need for my collection, I am in the midst of making a double. So for your heavier bodied snakes and things like that, I just need to get a golf handle fixed into place. And that will be a double. So again, it was just a longer bit of bar, like double the length. We've put it in the vise, we've bent it, and then we sort of made a triangle almost. And then we've repeated the pattern on the other side. We just need to straighten up these parts and find a thicker golf club to pop it in. Again, with that one, it'll be the same method as what I've done with this. And we'll see how we get on with that one. But sorry it's been a long video, guys. Hopefully it's a useful video for you. Let me know in the comment section below if you've made your own snake hooks before, or if you use this to reference from. It'll be interesting to know if you guys find it interesting, or if you guys find it useful. Again, this video was just something I was making these regardless, so I thought I'd put a video and record the whole process. And again, like I say, it was fun to do. Good time to spend with my dad making these, and hopefully they'll come in handy for years and years down the line. Thanks for watching, guys, and thank you for subscribing. If you've not subscribed, please subscribe. Loads of new content coming on the channel, loads of new videos. We mainly do shorts, but we are trying to put out a monthly long video, maybe even every 2 videos every month if we can get time to do it, but we are quite busy. So cheers, guys. Like, comment and subscribe. Cheers.